Welcome back to another episode of the Basic Dude podcast. Thank you for being here. As we discuss, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a bunch of stuff this month because we just bought this like new toolbox that I told you about a few days ago, or like a week ago, depending on when you're listening. Or I told you in a past episode. We'll put it that way. But I told you about this new badass toolbox we just bought, right? This this uh, great place to put these tools, and I'm going to teach you about, because again, it is September. It is Suicide Prevention Month. Excuse me if I'm a little scatterbrained today. Like, I have a lot to get accomplished in very little time. I feel like Willy Wonka, there's little to do and too much time. Wait, strike that, reverse it. Yeah, I'm going crazy. I am trying to work. I have a trip coming up. I will just be getting home from my trip when you probably are listening to this. So I have a trip for the weekend. I'm trying to move across the state of Florida to our new home. I have all this stuff to pack up from where I currently am and trying to figure out what I need, what I don't. And life is very, very hectic. Like, life is very crazy for me and is going to be crazy the next couple days. And I am one of these fucking crazy ass people that my brain does not shut off. It goes and it goes and it goes and it catastrophizes and it thinks of the worst case scenarios, and I get very overwhelmed, very stressed out, very bent out of shape, we'll say, right? And I know I'm not the only person out there. As men, some more than others, we carry a lot of weight on our shoulders. And what it can do is it can induce stress, right? Which we're going to learn to manage, or we try to learn to manage, right? We are not perfect beings, regardless of the image that we were made in. Whether you believe in that or not is up to you. But for my beliefs, regardless of the image that we are made in, we are not perfect, sadly. And we have our moments. We have our moments of weakness. We have our moments of failure. We have our moments of stupidity, right? Not that it's an excuse, but it is human to err, right? So let's get into this, because this is something I need to fucking do right now, because I'm at mock Jesus right now. In case you couldn't tell, so I'm a little ramped up, but I got to get this episode done because I have way too much other stuff that I got to get done, and I got to make sure that I post my podcast episode every Monday at 6:30 or 6 a.m. I'm sorry, I always say 6:30 for some reason. 6 a.m. Monday mornings, every Monday morning. Hopefully till the end of time. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. Excuse me. And with that said, let's take a moment. We'll hear from our official sponsor. See, I'm totally clusterfucked here. All right, hang on a second. Let me gather myself. Okay. We're going to take a moment to honor our official sponsor of the Basic Dude podcast. And all that he does to help out his fellow man, fellow woman, fellow humanity, fellow world, through all of his outlets, through his business, through his podcast. So, after you're done listening to the Basic Dude podcast, 6 a.m. Monday morning, right? That's when it comes out. Tuesday morning, you have something to look forward to at 5:30 a.m., which is the Keep Fighting podcast. And I am so glad to recently hear that James is going to continue on with the podcast, because it's really something that I actually look forward to every week. It's definitely my, I almost get like kind of giddy, like a schoolgirl, because I know like this guy that does this podcast, and like in my mind, he's like really famous. Um, so yeah, it like geeks me out that I like get done with his episode and then I text him like, "Hey, great episode. This was great. That was great." Stuff like that. So I'm very happy that he is going to continue on. But I think what is also important is the service that he provides through his business, Kilo Foxtrot Fitness. You can find him online, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Yelp and a bunch of other places. And also in person in Bellbrook, Ohio. If you are in that area at the Gem City Holistic Wellness Center, you can see him in person, take part in some of his boot camps and stuff, or do some personal training with him, which is even better. But if you're not in that area, still reach out to him because he can help you remotely. It's a simple weekly phone call. He'll first give you be a little bit of a longer phone call at first, and he'll just kind of review some things and set some things up and kind of give you some goals to attain and reach for. And then he just kind of lets you work the program yourself, sort of. And yeah, he's there to give great information and help and boost you up and keep you motivated and keep you moving. And that's what makes him so great. He did it for me. I lost some weight. I'm a happy guy. I'm a lighter guy. I can tie my shoes now. Isn't that fucking awesome? I don't know if you've never been able to tie your shoes. But I'll tell you, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. At 417 or 419 pounds where I was, it was definitely a struggle. So thanks to James. Thank you, James, for all that you have done for me and all that you do for everybody else. And listeners out there, please, if you are in need of his services, please head over there to Kilo Foxtrot Fitness and check him out and partake. All right, moving on. So here's where I'm at. As you can hear, I'm still kind of strung out, but I'm keeping it together. But we're gonna talk about tool 1. I know that possibly we have we're jumping around. I told you we were going to jump around. I'm not going to go in order, but we had a bonus episode that I did on building your mental toolbox, which I just talked about in the beginning. So now it's time to start putting tools in there. So I gave you the 18 tools. We discussed those, but I'm going to elaborate on each one because I think they're important. And it's only 18 things, and that's not hard to remember. And they are probably some of the most useful tools that you'll have to kind of keep your mental clarity, your mental focus, your mental health where it needs to be. So here we go. I know it sounds crazy, right? But today we are going to discuss pause and breathe. Pause and breathe, right? Again, I remember that movie where I really wish I could remember it, but yeah, breathe in, breathe out, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's like a little pep talk, like little calming moment. But sometimes, especially if you're in the middle of like, your elementary child's assembly and some parent next to you has really irritated you with how much they are, just doting on their child and won't shut the fuck up about it. Sometimes we can't yell out 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What the fuck is wrong with me? Right? We have to keep that locked away. So I'm going to give you a new tool, and it's going to be just the pause and breathe technique. So let's be real here. Men most often live under pressure. Some of it's self-imposed. Some of it is cultural. We're told don't show weakness, keep it together, be the rock for everyone else. But here's the problem. Pressure builds. If there's no release valve, it explodes through anger, frustration, burnout, or sometimes silence that feels like distance. That's where pause and breathe comes in. It's not soft, and it's not a gimmick. It's actually a discipline. If you can master this or use it, implement it into your life, you are a very disciplined person. Um, you're noticing, you're in touch with yourself and what's going on around you, and you are aware enough that you can stop the anger sharks from swimming in your head. Just take a minute to breathe and focus, right? Um, yeah, pretty much. It's like a hard reset button on your nervous system. So when stress hits, your body floods with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Your muscles tighten. That's biology preparing you for fight or flight. But most of the time, you don't need to fight or run. You need to stay grounded, calm, and present. Pause and breathe interrupts the automatic stress loop. Gives you just enough space to choose your response instead of reacting on impulse. Here's the kicker. Mastering this makes you stronger, not weaker, because control over yourself is the foundation of control over your life. I'm going to repeat that because I think that's a great thing to think about. I want us to all think about this all the time. Because control over yourself is the foundation of control over your life. So control over yourself is the foundation of control over your life. All right. That was 3 times. So what's this? So what is the pause and breathe technique? It's exactly what it sounds like. When tension builds, you do 2 things. Pause. You stop the moment. You don't answer right away. You don't lash out. You don't push forward blindly. And then you breathe. You take intentional, slow breaths to bring your nervous system back online. Simple? Yes. Easy? Not always, especially when emotions run high. But like lifting weights, repetition builds strength. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. So here's the formula I'm going to teach you today. It's going to be 4, 4, 6. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. We're going to exhale for 6 seconds. Why longer on the exhale? Because that's how you tell your body, we're safe, it's okay to relax. It is not, we don't need to get all Steven Seagal on anybody. You know, we're good to go. So let's practice this together right now. Don't just listen, do it with me. So I want you to find a place to sit comfortably. Obviously, once you start to learn this, you won't need to make a whole ritual of it. It'll just come on. But sit comfortably, drop your shoulders, and loosen your jaw. We're going to go 5 rounds. Okay. Are we ready? So we're going to inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, do it again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm already calmer. We only did that 3 times. I don't think we need to go to the other 2. If you want to, take a moment, continue yourself. I will continue to press on. So notice what happens. Your mind slows, your chest feels lighter. You may even feel a wave of calm moving through your body. That's your nervous system shifting gears from flight or fight into rest and recover. So let me introduce a scenario to you here. We're going to call this guy Mike, I guess. Mike is a father of 2 and a manager at work. He feels like he is always on edge. At home, he snaps at his kids. At work, he carries tension in his jaw and shoulders. So he he thought that he just needs to like man up and power through it, right? Like this is normal stuff. He's a manager, he's a father. This is just kind of how it goes. No wonder why women live longer. Anyway, so if we introduce the pause and breath technique to Mike, at first he's going to think it's a joke, which I'm sure most of you are sitting here fucking laughing. I'll be honest with you. If I was listening to this right now, I would be fucking laughing too. I probably would have shut it off by now. But here's the thing. I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm going to give you a real deal. This is how I live my life. This is how I wake up every fucking day. Okay. And it sucks and I hate it. And it kills me and it torments me. I wake up sweating. My pillow is soaked. My bed's soaked. Clenching my jaw. If I don't take my calming serum, I guess we'll call it, in the morning, I am having panic attacks on my way to work. I wander around all day clenching my jaw. I snap very easily. My patience is very low. This is not a good way to live. To be honest with you, I wish I could answer when I got like this or when this happened to me. But I think it's the slow boil, possibly. But if that's you, if you're waking up like that, if you feel like this all the fucking time, like a dump truck is sitting on your chest, or you can't keep your mind from, you can't get your mind to shut the fuck up once in a while, and just have some clarity and fucking peace and quiet. This is reality. This is like, it's almost like, and I don't want to like make me sound like something. It to me, it feels sometimes like debilitating. You know what I mean? Not that I can't carry on with life and go do my job and fucking everything, take care of responsibilities. But happiness is not there. Like, how can you feel happy when you're constantly on edge and constantly fucking stressed, right? So if this is you, which I think there's a lot of people out there that are like this, I want you to keep listening to this, because over this month, the next couple weeks here, I'm hoping that everything that I'm talking about is going to help me fix myself. And if I'm trying to use this to fix myself because I'm fed up and I've had enough, then I hope you're listening too, because you're fed up and have had enough, right? Or you're struggling with those fucking demons in your head, or those intrusive thoughts, like when you're driving in the fucking car, or when you're standing in the shower, or you're left alone with nothing to occupy you for fucking 30 seconds. Bad shit starts running around your fucking brain. I want you to keep listening, because I think this will fix it. I think this is at least the right track, right? It's not a remedy. I'm not going to say it's a magic pill. It's not a magic pill, but it's the right track. And if you use these tools, we might get some relief, right? So anyway, let's get back to it. I digress. So, think about this, like Mike. Okay, so now we're going to picture Mike. Mike's at home. Mike has a fucking teenager. Any of you out there, let me know, comment, or fucking send me a DM, or you could hit me on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Leave a comment there. The podcast goes on YouTube and YouTube Music too every week. So, you live with fucking teenagers? Let me tell you, teenagers fucking suck. They fucking suck. I wish that there was an island for teenagers, or or a place for teenagers where we could like ship them until they were like 20 and then bring them back and not have to deal with the craziness. Because especially today, I don't know, man. Some of the teenagers I see, and including my own, I'm not saying my kids are fucking perfect, but man, some of the shit that I see and I hear, I'm like, I can't, like, I would have never happened when I was a teenager. But anyhow, so Mike's got a teenager, and they get into a fucking argument. Basically, his teenage son said something to him, and it fucking pushed his buttons. How many of you out there have a teenager who has said something to you, or a child, or your wife, or significant other who has said something to you to push your buttons, and they know what they said is like a fucking hitting that fucking red button that says do not press. You know what I mean? Anyway, Mike is going to take the pause and breathe technique, and he's going to, instead of explode on his kid, he's going to pause. He's going to take a deep, slow breath, and then another, and instead of yelling, he's going to ask a calm question. After asking the calm question, right, we're the electric is out of the air, I guess we'll say. You know, you can sense, everybody senses like hostility or aggression. Yeah, you can just like feel it. You ever walk in a room and you say something to somebody and you can just feel like, oh, they're fucking pissed off. Like, I better stay away from them. It's going to calm you down, and it's going to calm your kid down. In this case, it's Mike's son. And, you know, basically what it's going to prove to Mike is that he is more powerful when he slowed down than when he blew up, right? We as men sometimes think being the loudest person in the fucking room gets you the most respect and gets you listened to and gets taken, you're taken seriously, or feared or respect. Yeah, no, it's not any of those things. You look like an asshole. I look like an asshole, and I lose my temper often. I get very, very, very angry sometimes, right? Never to a physical state, but I'll like retaliate with some hurtful shit. Like, you know what I mean? Not my proudest moments at all. And I try to remember and like keep that in mind all the time. But, yeah, not my proudest moments, but I do it. I fucking do it. A lot of us do, right? So there is power in stillness. You know, that's the essence of this technique. There's power in stillness. That's what it's supposed to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go deeper. This time I'm going to add a visualization for you. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes if you can, obviously, if you're not driving. And I want you to imagine, we're going to go back to 1986, 1985. Many of you may not have been alive in 1985, but we're going to go back there anyway. We're going to imagine that NES controller, the original Nintendo controller, you know, the gray rectangle, you got A and B, start and select, directional pad. That's all we fucking needed, right? I want you to visualize that controller in front of you. And I want you to look at the pause button, and I want you to press that pause button. Time is going to slow down. Space is going to open up. Now inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you exhale, imagine releasing pressure, like air leaving a balloon. Let's repeat it again. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You feel the difference? That pause button is always with you in traffic, in arguments, in boardrooms, on the sidelines of your kid's gym, anytime, anywhere. All right, so now, how are we going to make this stick? I'm going to give you 3 practical tips. Number 1 is going to be micropauses. Take 10 seconds before answering tough questions, or questions that like really bug you or get under your skin. That short delay can change the outcome. Anchor it. Pair breathing with daily routines, like before opening emails, before walking into a meeting, or before stepping through the front door after work. Train, don't wait. Don't wait until you're angry. Practice during calm moments so it becomes second nature. Remember, muscles grow in the gym, not during the fight, right? So we're going to choose one last breathing set. Now we're gonna and this time we're gonna add a mantra to it. All right. On the inhale, I want you to think, I choose strength. And on the exhale, I want you to think, I release tension. So let's try it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. I choose strength. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I release tension. Let's do it again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. I choose strength. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I release tension. Do you feel the difference? You're not just breathing, you're training your mind. Basically, what you're doing is you're tricking yourself into, when you exhale for that 6 seconds, that you're dumping shit out, right? You're getting rid of shit. That's pretty fucking powerful. All right, man, here's the truth. The world doesn't need us more stressed, more reactive, or more burned out. It needs us calm, present, and grounded. Pause and breathe isn't weakness, it's mastery. It's choosing the man you want to be, moment by moment. So this week, when stress rises, remember your tool. Press pause. Remember that controller, that NES controller. Press pause, take a breath, and reset. I'd like to thank you for being here today. If this episode resonated with you, or you know somebody that could really use this tool, somebody that's really anxious, on edge, and just needs to like learn how to blow off some steam, I want you to share it with that person. They may need it, and they may give you some funny fucking looks and stuff, but that's okay. We know the shit works, right? So if we can pass it on to somebody else, they may be a little apprehensive, I guess, to do it in front of you. But who knows? Maybe they'll, be standing in the bathroom looking in the mirror and start to do it. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks for listening. And as always, I want you to I want you to be the man that you want to be. Okay? Be the man you want to be.